Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is not the episode I wanted to release today. This isn't the one that's even due to come out today. This is a hunt for a stolen motorcycle. This could be really stupid, but we're looking for it. So cue the intro. So yesterday, something absolutely rubbish happened. Now, the Sidekick to this channel, if you've been watching the channel, will know that he owns an Aprilia Pegaso. And you would have seen a post come out yesterday. And the post literally turned around and said, breaking news, the Sidekick's bike's been stolen, keep your eyes peeled. Now, I shared it on Facebook, on the Helmet Head Facebook page, on the Twitter account, on Instagram, on Tumblr, absolutely every account that I've got. The Sidekick shared it everywhere. Now, if you know about the Pegaso, then you'll also know we take the mick out of it quite a bit. But the truth of this bike is, and the reason why this bike means so much to the Sidekick, is that early sort of this year, he bought what he thought was a bargain, an Aprilia Pegaso, and it turned out to be a load of rubbish. So then he went out and he bought another one, thinking he got himself a bargain at an unbelievable price. And that turned out to be a load of rubbish. But what he then did was took two bikes, completely stripped them down, spent hours and hours building a good one. And even when he built it, it had problem after problem after problem. And then, because we're so lucky on this channel, because we've got so many cool people that share our posts and engage in the content that we make, they kind of always back us, they're always behind us. We had one guy who contacted me, and I passed on to the Sidekick, that had a set of carbs for his bike. And he sent them to him, and he put them on. And finally, after many, many months and time of him building this bike, in between us filming epic adventures and doing crazy stuff, he got it working. He got his bike working, and he was like a child in a sweet shop. He was so excited. He went off on 2 adventures by himself, one we filmed that's been released on this channel, and he's had a blast of time. Only the other week we went out and we filmed an absolutely awesome episode where we put a cruiser against the adventure bike. Then the Sidekick yesterday went off to work, all happy, bike in his garage, took his Vespa, chilled out, was having a good day, worked really hard, earning the money to pay for the next adventure. And when he got home, he saw his garage door had been ripped off and his beloved Aprilia was gone. That was it. It was gone. He was gutted. He instantly phoned the police. He then phoned me to see where I was. And I was over 100 miles away, probably plus to be honest, for what I do as a day-to-day job. And I couldn't come and help. So he spent last night going on the hunt to try and find his bike by himself in the dark. He found a little bit of evidence. He managed to find a tyre track that he thinks where they bumped it. We also then started getting pings back on social media. The bike had been seen by some lads pushing it. So we know it's not the organised crime where they've got it in the back of a van and they take away for parts. You've got 2 kinds of crimes when it comes down to bikes, really. People that nick them, strip them and sell them for parts or send them abroad. Then you've got your little idiots, your absolute extra special anus holes. And they just nick them to trash them and then burn them out. That is literally what they do. They nick them, people's pride and joys, they damage their property, they take them around fields, they rag them around, and then when they're done with it, when they've had enough, they put a match to it. They don't care. They are absolute scum of the world. It is that simple. Now, the Sidekick went out looking for them still. These were coming through. I had a slight break from what I was doing. I rang him and said, we've got some information. The bike's been seen. It's potentially going here. So off he heads. He finds tyre track where, like I say, looks like it's been bumped. And then he goes where we're about to go, looking for it. We found more evidence since then, and I'll tell you as we get going. But this is the hunt for a bike. Now, this is going to be me by myself. The Sidekick's had to go to work today. The police are on the case. I will tell you about that. But this is me looking for it. And it's, as I said to the Sidekick last night, don't do anything stupid, because these idiots don't care. They carry knives on them. They don't think. They'll use them because all they care about is getting away with it. So I've got to be careful. So this is probably a really, really stupid thing to do. But I want to do something to help him, and this is all I can do, because yet again I'm off tonight and I won't be back till silly o'clock, and I'll be hundreds of miles away. So this is it. This is my way of trying to help, and I hope I help. I hope I find it. I really do. I hope I don't come across the people that stole it. I hope I just find it ditched. But the risk is the risk, and me and the Sidekick, we take the mick out of each other. But the one thing we do, we stick together. When times get hard, one of us breaks down, something goes wrong, we stick together. So let's just see what we can find, and we'll talk about the evidence and where it leads to. So behind me is sort of a mainish road, and there's a path that goes along it. When he was out walking, it's almost where he lives. He can come out, go down a road and get to this main road. This is how most people go off to work, etc, etc. Further down there, we've got that report about hearing the motorcycle and a lad seeing it. So we had a report of it being seen first, and then we had a report of it being heard coming this way, with again a group of lads on it, balaclavas, etc. But the Sidekick found a skid mark down on that main road. Then they headed down here. So this here is a track, and this track leads from that road to another main road. And behind me as well over here is houses, and then behind me over here is fields. And these fields have got a lot of kind of tyre tracks. They've been known for, you know, the kids to go out and take little dirt bikes and go for a ride around. And this is what we're thinking potentially has happened. They've stolen it from his garage, they've bump started it, they've come ripping down here, they've got access to this field, and they've gone ripping around. There's more to this, but my plan is to see if we can find it, see if the easy thing of it's been dumped and they haven't lit fire to it, they've stashed it to come back for it. The Sidekick's been out last night looking for it, and this morning. Second pair of eyes, good daylight. We'll have a look. So down here is almost like a ditch down this path as well. You can see the office chairs and stuff have been poked down there. This isn't the access that they would have used, obviously, because there's a fence and stuff in the way, but you can see that a lot of people have walked through here and climbed over this fence into this field. What you've got is the field this goes into, but right at the back of that you've got like a bypass that goes along there, and then that's sort of the main road that comes in. This is the field, and another field further up, but this is the kind of place where they'd put it then try and stash it. Come on, let's find it. Okay, so this is another access point of an unbolted gate. Let's just see what we can find. If there's any chance of finding it anywhere. That is easily accessed, big time, but this looks too much tidied, and obviously recently used for cows and stuff down there as well. I don't think this is the one. I think this would be a little bit of a wild goose chase. Let's keep going further up. Okay, so further to the Sidekick going out, we had more reports of hearing it going down here and across here, and then even behind all of this there's even more fields at the back of an industrial estate where they're known to ride as well. But the Sidekick last night found tyre tracks in this field that I'm about to go and look in, and he found motocross tyre tracks and also his virtually brand new tyre tracks as well. So we were definitely here, they were definitely riding it. And at this point, it must have been about 10, 11 o'clock at night. He was exhausted, he'd been out for hours looking for it, and he was happy he found them. So he kept looking, and everywhere he looked there was no bike. So at that point he went home. Now this is the field. This, straight off this path, straight down, straight in, cutting all the way around and all the way around. This is the place where idiot lads are going to head to. Blast it around here. So there's a good chance that we might find it. Come on. Yeah, come on. Now, I can already hear in the comments, because we got some on Facebook last night basically saying, where were the police, what were they doing? Now this is my 2 cents, and I'll tell you what the police are doing, but this is my 2 cents on people that say stuff like this, okay? obviously I worked frontline ambulance for a number of years, and I got to work alongside quite a few police, as you could imagine, during the different instances that we went to. But this is it. This is quite simple, okay? The police, without the police in this world, without them here, this is a very scary, horrible place. Not just that, they are massively underpaid, massively. And then on top of that, they are hugely understaffed. And that's the reality. And the people that do volunteer to do it are a damn sight braver than me. I can tell you that, because they deal with the scum of this world every day. Every day. And in my opinion, this should be one of the most top paying jobs in this country, because along with paramedics, ambulance, fire service, those guys are the ones that save us and protect us every day. And that's all I'm going to say on it. That's my 2 cents. But what they are doing, they have been out visiting somebody that's known for this in the local area. They're out today. They've confirmed that with the Sidekick. They're out today. They're visiting certain places, and they're taking up some of the leads that we've been given. And I've seen quite a few police zipping up and down that road. So something is going on. So there is stuff going on. Hopefully they'll find it. Not me in a field where these idiots might be. This is a stupid idea, but there you go. Same with the Sidekick, going out until 3 o'clock in the pitch black last night because there was reports the bike was being heard. One guy by himself is crazy. 2 by themselves is crazy. 20, you might be all right, but the reality of it is these people, these lads, these gangs, these groups, they go out as a pack, in force, basically. And what they do is they will carry knives with them, anything, and they don't care. They do not care. And what they'll do is, quite simply, they will stab you, hit you, punch you to get away with it. Behind me is like old tents and sleeping bags, and looks like people have been sleeping here, old cooking stuff. Yeah, this looks more and more ropey as we speak. So I've walked quite far, and behind me is quite overgrown, so I don't think they would have gone through there. And then slightly here, they're slightly less overgrown, but still quite rubbish. They might have gone down there, because they are idiots. I mean, I wouldn't ride my bike through there, because I'd probably get my legs torn to shreds, but these are idiots, so who knows what they've done. But this is a spot I think is a good place to end up the drone. When I did see that sleeping bag and it was red in the corner of my eye, I went, oh, but it wasn't, so excitement went well over really quickly. But anyway, drone up, visual look down, just see what we can see. Obviously, I've got to be careful, middle of nowhere, we're fine. There's residential places, so only so much, but let's send it around. Let's just see if I can get a glimpse of this bike anywhere. Well, I've had a fly around with the drone, and to be frank, I can't see it anywhere. I've had a few low shots, I've done a few high shots. Just looking around the hedge lines of the things, you can see next to us there's a lot of tracks going around there as well, so I'm going to have a quick look in there. But it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, because you don't think this field's gone for ages. You would have thought, them being lazy, they would have ditched it somewhere they can get easy access to it, not too far away. But looking at all this rubbish and crap lying around here, is this a hot spot they've been hanging out, or is this generally homeless people? It's just, I don't know. Like I said, needle in a haystack, but rubbish under my feet. But I'm just gutted for the Sidekick, because I just know how much time and effort he's put into this. And I know, talking to him yesterday and this morning, he was just devastated. Is the only way, like anyone would be if their bike was stolen, no matter who it is. Absolutely devastated. He spent so much time on it, and he even got up at the crack of dawn and went back out again to follow these tracks. And he said there's so many tracks coming in and out of these fields, and he still hasn't found it. I just hope the police have come up with something. I know they're out searching, going around the young yobs, but I just think they would have ditched it. That's all we can hope for, and we find it. And I really don't want them to burn it out, because if they know obviously people are looking for them, then for it, who steals a motorcycle from a world famous YouTuber? I was like, do you know what I mean? Well, the Sidekick, but the world famous YouTuber, and then the Sidekick's bike. I mean, who people are looking for it, and I want to find it. 'Cause if they burn it out, I mean, we could potentially fix it if we get it back, even if it's knackered. Sidekick's got skills, he can fix it. If they burn it out, it's a goner, and then we've got to find a way of moving on. Or, you know, right now when we've got so much planned, so much going on, it's the last thing that we need. Is the last thing the Sidekick needs. He works bloody hard for his money, like everyone else in the world that owns bikes and everything else. But when it's personal like this, it really gets to you. So I've already flown the drone over this bit, but obviously you can't see inside the ditches, and this is kind of my last dip to tent around this area. I know another place where people have taken bikes and burnt them out. And I mean, where we live in Desborough, Northamptonshire, is a really low crime area in reality. But obviously everywhere gets crime, and these are the places. But down here, right down here, is the ditch sort of thing, the line, which is quite thick and down there. And again, if you were going to literally dump a bike to leg it, that's where you'd go. But I've just spoke to the Sidekick, and we've had no update from the police as of yet. They were still investigating it, so we're still waiting for that call. But you know, again, we just hope that we're going to get something back from them. I you know, we're clutching at straws here, but we have a feeling it's been taken and it's going to be stashed somewhere. He found motorcycle tracks as well, so there's probably more than one bike. You know, there's apparently a big group of lads going around doing this, so they've probably been doing this for a little while by the sounds of it as well. So they probably know where to hide it, and it's probably somewhere these are probably put, and then they go and get them and rag them around and then burn them out when they start getting some heat. So obviously that's what we're worried about. But I don't know, look through this other part that I'm going to walk to in a bit. I'm going to go home and get a drink, and then walk to the other pit. It's like a forest, and it's kind of where years and years and years and years ago the farmer that owned the field dug out like a track for his son to ride his like motorbike round, his like little crosser, and go up and down and do stuff on. And obviously it got bought out by builders to build on. It's what we call like a green space where we walk around. It's part of the reason why I bought my house, my property, because there's this beautiful walk you can go on, and it is lovely. And that is the place where, again, people ditch stuff and burn it out and all sorts. So I'm going to go and take a look up there last but not least, and then I've looked everywhere I can look today before I need to go. So damn, I want to find it for him. I want to be the person that rings him and goes, mate, I found it, I've got it, I'm pushing it, we'll get it sorted together, we'll fix it, we'll find a way, we'll get some money together and we'll fix it. Because we spend, I know I keep saying this before, but we spend so much on adventures, and that's what we love doing. And we both said currently that we're struggling quite a bit with the financial crisis. Things are getting tougher. Some of the adventures I want to do haven't happened because of it, but it is what it is, and you kind of got to battle through and get on with it. I've just found another cutting, and that's what we're doing. We're kind of getting on with it at the minute, and we're making some good content. We've got a video that's supposed to be out today, is unbelievable. 12 hours in the saddle, me on the monkey bike, the Sidekick on the Vespa, and we literally ride 12 hours straight. And it's an amazing episode, and it's very much about you guys guessing the mileage, and it's awesome. And that's the kind of stuff I want to make all the time, and that's what should be out. You guys should be watching that going, Jesus, that's awesome, that's really cool. But this is more important right now, and like I said, I just want to be the one that finds it, helps him, we get us back on the road together. Come on, let's just find it. Let's just hope they're that much of an idiot that we find it. And I apologise in advance, this isn't the normal sort of video that we put out. Obviously this isn't us, we're positive, we go out, we do crazy stuff, we have fun, we review kit. But bikes get stolen, don't they? And that's the thing in this country. Like there's always scum, idiots, people that are just out to deceive. 99% of the world's good, and that 1% are just absolute anuses. And I know it happens, and it's personal when it happens to you or your friend. But it's a reminder. And one thing I will do, and I saw it in the comments and people said, can you talk about what you do? Now, I've had 2 bikes stolen. I had a bike years ago, this is well before YouTube. I had a bike that I actually bought, a CBR 400RR. I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I just bought my first house, and I spent a lot of money getting that right, getting it sorted. I was in my mum's garage because I didn't own a garage. Rode it to my house, parked it outside after finally getting it sorted, insured everything, put a chain around it, a decent chain. Went to bed, all excited for the next day, got up, gone, just gone. And the police did find it, but it was absolutely trashed, well past being able to be fixed, so insurance payout. And I also had an R6 stolen from my house where I live now. I've been in this house for quite a long time, and it was a similar thing. They just smashed the garage door open, took the bike out, didn't take at the time £10,000 worth of tools because I had my own garage at the time. They didn't take any of the tools, any of the other kit in there. There was a lot in there. They just took the bike. It was organised. And from what we understand is they literally took it, put it in the back of a van, and it went. That's organised, that's planned. That is, they were there for that bike. They knew it was there. They took it, they put it in the back of that van, and it was gone. It was never seen again. This is different. These are lads that have stolen it. We've got a chance of finding it. But I'll go through what I've learned over that time, my security that I use. I can't talk for the Sidekick because at the end of the day, I don't know what he does. This is just, that's his life, his decisions, what he makes. But I'll tell you what I do. And it's working so far. But one thing I will say, if thieves are going to nick it, if they really want to nick it, they're organised, they are going to nick it. All you're doing is making it hard for them because they're lazy, really, really lazy. And they want to be in and out as quickly as possible. They do not want to be there for long. So make it hard work for them. But anyway, it's clearly not here. At least not from what I've seen. So I'm going to get back, I'm going to grab a drink, I'm going to go to these bloody spooky woods. Just have a quick look there and see if I can find it. It's worth a go. And I'll show you. I've got a cold, so I apologise for that as well. I've not been feeling very well recently. But I will go and I will show you what I do and how I do it. And hopefully, someone will implement or can implement, because everyone's situation is different, and hopefully it will stop it happening to you. But I want to go back to making awesome videos. I want me and the Sidekick on our next adventure. So, and we actually have a plan for that bike and another future video coming up, so it's quite gutting if we can't get it back at the minute. And I don't even know at the moment, because obviously we're built for Christmas, when he's going to be able to afford to get another one or even to replace it. So I don't know, like I said, I'm at the minute, because it just upsets me, I'm sure, as you can imagine, it just really upsets me. Anyway, I've got this part, this is the main road up here, this is the bit that goes through, and it goes back to like the path I originally actually joined. Then I don't live massively far away from there, so I'm going to get back, I'm going to grab a drink because I'm really thirsty, blow my nose because I'm snotting everywhere, and I'll head back out. Final attempt to help him. So I'm checking back in. It's been probably about half an hour. I literally went home, grabbed a few swigs of water, grabbed a couple of jammy Dodgers, scoffed them down. This is my final ditch attempt, really. Like I said, where I live is beautiful. There's such beautiful country walks, and it's, like I said, partly why I moved to where I moved to. So the thing of it is, this bit is not where they ride. This is like I said, country, forestry bit. There's a park up there and a leisure centre and football pitch and all that stuff. But as you continue down here, you go sort of through the walkway up and into what they call like a bowl, and the green spaces on the thing, and then the forest is at the back. Like I've said about the forest, so that's where I'm just going to head to, have a quick look around there before I've got to get back. Now, this video will be coming out a few days obviously later, so this will be coming out for the scheduled time that the big 12-hour trip should have come out for. So a few days would have passed. I will update you with what's going on. If I find it, obviously you'll see it, but if not, I will update you when we have information via the social media pages, if it's found or not found and what we're doing next. But I can hear a bike. It could be nothing, it could be something. He's loud, his bike's loud. Right, I'm going to get there. So we're here on the open green space. This path leads round, and just coming up here is the forest. Final last ditch attempt. I mean, I could be here all day. This goes off in all sorts of places, but mostly it's up here. In here is where it could be stashed. Final chance Final opportunity. I can't hear the bike that I heard earlier. Let's have our final look. Come on. I keep saying I just want to find it, but let's have our last look. Let's go in here. This is going to be a bit dodgy, but there you go. Here we go. So this is where they come through and ride through this bit here. It goes all the way back down there to a gate, and then they can go up here, obviously giving dirt bikes some real G. This is where the bit that was cut out, I believe, I could be wrong, I'm not from Desborough so I could have my histories massively wrong, but you can see obviously the people have walked through here, and this is the place. This is what you'd have a lot of fun riding around, but I don't see anything still. It's a big place though, a very big place. But this now is right next to that big open green where lots of people walk their dogs, so you hear it on the Facebook groups, like people moaning about engine sounds and bikes and ripping around this part. But by the looks of it, I don't think anyone's here. At least, well, I hope there's nobody here, to be honest. Okay. See what I mean about this is like being carved out with the lumps and the bumps and like little jumps and stuff like that. But I don't think they're here. I think they're back where he found the tracks and stuff originally. It's out that way, but this was that last dipped tent. A place to go and check out. Right, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to head back to the house. Give you my free tips. I'll see you there. Bit gutted, to be honest. I wanted to help him. Anyway, got to find my way out of here now. I haven't got a clue where all these paths lead. Right. There's got to be a way out, surely. I'll see you back. Gutted. Do you know what? Walking back, my brain's going away a million miles an hour, but then you wish things were like this, were like you see on programs like CSI, where they go, big investigation, and then there's this one person who goes, well, I analysed the gunshot residue and I've put it to this person and this is the proof, and they go to prison forever and everything's fantastic and brilliant. But the real reality of it is that arseholes take stuff because they're arseholes, and they're going to get nowhere in life. They're going to end up in prison or, in and out for the rest of their lives, and that's going to be that's their goal. They don't think, they don't care. But you just wish, didn't you? You wish it was like a film or like a story where something amazing happens at the end, because honestly, knowing how gutted Darren the Sidekick is, knowing how much time and effort he put into that, it's not the point that it's like, it's not the value. I mean, it's not really worth much. It's 2 bikes put into one. You can pick them up for like, $1.5 grand and a ropey one for $1,000, and it's like, it's not big bucks, but it's his machine. It's, he put all that time and effort into it. He's just got out going on adventures, and he's proud of it. He's bloody proud of it, and so he should be. And I know I'm ranting, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's people that take stuff that they just don't care. For them, it's just chuck it, around a field and act like idiots on it and burn it or do whatever with it. But for like someone that works their arse off, like really works their arse off, and they get it like stolen, it's just crap. Do you know what I mean? Just seriously crap. Just good for him. I mean, I keep looking in hedges and stuff as I'm going by and think, oh, that could be something, but it's not. And I just hope we get a result. I really do for him, because it's just gutting, and I hope he finds it. The reality, the chances are getting less and less. I know he's going to be out tonight hunting for it by himself, and I can't even be there to back him up because, I've got to work. This is what we've got to do. As hard-working people. I'm at work for God knows how many hours tonight, and I won't be back till probably 3 in the morning. I can't help him. So this is my attempt, but I just want it to be like the movies. Let's find it. Let's capture them. Let's get them arrested. Let's get them put in prison, and let's get his bike up and running. And just for once. Do you know what I mean? Just for once. The right thing happens. The bad guys get caught. I can just dream. Hopes and dreams. What else can you do? So I've made it back. I'm a little bit out of breath. I've walked quite a long way. And I need to get ready and go to work. But anyway, I want to go through my 3 tips, right? And these are my 3 tips. And I want to appreciate the point that this isn't going to work for everybody. This is my situation. But hopefully it will help someone out. And these are quite cheap to do, to be fair. And the biggest point of it is that, like I've said before, thieves are massively lazy. They literally want to break a garage door open or a shed door open. They want to grab the bike and they want to go. And what this is about, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. But this is about making it awkward and hard work because they're lazy. They don't want to do the effort to get a bike out. So this is what I do. These are 3 simple tips. I actually do a little bit more than this, but these are the 3 most important ones. These are the ones, if you can implement them in any way, this might stop it. This might stop your bike from being nicked. So here we go. So tip 1 is this. If you've got a long driveway, like I've got, or a driveway in such that it's awkward to get around with fences or walls, park one vehicle one way and park the other one slightly the other. That gives them no gap. They can't fit a bike through there if they wanted to. They wouldn't be able to turn around in front of that car. Obviously I've got an electric car, so it's plugged in, so that would stop them as well, because you can't just pull the lead out. But either way, you can't get through that gap. So that's what to do. Park your vehicle skew width. Make sure you can get in and out, obviously, but park them skew width. Stop the access. Now this is the major tip. This is the biggie, right? So when I had my bike nicked, they literally ripped the garage door up with a crowbar. They ripped that up and they got in to take the bike. So I invested in one of these, and these are quite cheap. You get them on eBay, Amazon and all those places, and all you need to do is buy one of them. This is called a garage door defender, and all this does is it literally, you anchor bolt it in by putting in your bolts down there. That goes there with a padlock, and all it's going to do is stop them from ripping that door open. Again, they could cut through it. I'm not saying that they couldn't, but it's going to take time, and time is what they don't want to spend. And it's called a garage door defender. It's dirt cheap. Get them, put it on. It will stop that door from being ripped open. Now this is my final biggest tip of all, and it's a huge tip. This here is called an anchor bolt, right? And you drill this in and put it down, and all it literally is you buy the most expensive, biggest chain that will fit it you can afford, and you bolt that to your rear tyre, or for me, because it's a Harley and it's not got any way of putting that through, I literally chain it to the suspension. Anything that's not going to move, it's going to be a pain up the butt for them to move. They're cheap again. Buy the chain you can afford, put it on, because all you're doing is slowing them down. If they've got to push it past cars, break off a lock, break another lock to break the garage door off, then come in to break that off, that's a lot of time and a lot of noise. And it might stop them. It just might. So of course, with all that said and done, then if we find the bike, if the police find the bike, if the Sidekick finds a bike, if anyone finds a bike, and we have an update for you, I will put it across the socials. Facebook, the group there, we're a big community, the Helmet Head Facebook page. Go and check it out. It's worth joining. There is Insta, there is Twitter and all that. But the Facebook group is the biggest, and it's where most people comment on there outside of YouTube. But I will put it up, of course, on a YouTube post with an update. Or if we get it back, I will make a video on it. Of course I will. I hope these 3 tips do help people. It's a really rubbish time. I know that. I apologise. I don't like negative videos. I hate negative videos. I really do. But stuff happens, and we've got to find a way of getting over it or getting through it one way or another. Again, I apologise for this video. This is not my usual type, but I'm gutted for the Sidekick, as you can imagine. Of course, coming up next is this 12-hour adventure. 125cc bikes, 12 hours in the saddle. How far do we get? It is absolutely awesome. It is coming. It's crazy. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. The only thing I can ask is all you awesome people, I know you will do it anyway, share these posts everywhere you possibly can. Share this video everywhere you can, because making it harder for these people is the best thing that we can do. But I'll see you hopefully with an update next, if not for that 12-hour crazy adventure. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm here to take a bullet, standing by your side. I'll do anything for you, anytime. I'll carry you on my shoulder